Hey, hey, Blue Table fans! I'm here with this guy, Plow. So you've already seen his work. First off, Rick is a tall drink of water.
Sorry.
I'm 6 feet, and you must be 6'1", right? 6'2", maybe?
6'2".
Dude,
Yeah.
Nice. Okay,
Without
so
heels.
this is, that's awesome. I'm 6'6" in my stilettos.
That's right.
Okay, so Rick, what I want, this is an artist showcase. Tell us like how you got in the hobby, and then what you're doing now.
Well, I won't go too far back. I started out with first edition AD&D when I was 7 years old, but that would be going too far back.
Dude, are you my age?
Probably am.
44?
I'm within a year of you.
46.
I won't tell which way.
48.
I'm 45.
You're 45.
I'm 45 and I'm still playing games, guys. It can be done. There's no shame.
Yeah. And he smells good too, so.
Well, I hope so.
Now we know that's possible.
Exactly.
Okay. Oh, by the way, when we're on camera, don't look directly at me, because then they just get your straight up profile. You got to talk to me like I was over there.
Okay.
So I don't mean to.
No,
I'm not condescending there.
Not at all.
Okay, go ahead.
Anyway, so I do a lot of freelance work, and I'm glad that I've hooked up with Blue Table Painting. Going to be a good partnership, I can already tell. Been working through doing a lot of painting for myself. I did a lot of terrain for a long time, and I ended up amassing a lot of models in order to play a lot of different games. But because I was doing that, I didn't have time to paint. I love painting, just never have the time. So now I've got a little bit of time on my hands, and I'm looking to make a little more time. I've withdrawn from that arena for the terrain, and I've gotten into what I'm at now, and that's with this guy.
Yeah, awesome. And Rick is already ramping it up. He's working on 4 projects, including a small army, and with other stuff lined up afterwards. So, all right, so what armies are you playing now? Because we're going to do a battle report. So I want to know what I'm going to be looking at.
You know what? I've got one of everything, with the exception of any of the...
Like one model?
Well,
an
one
army of everything?
Yeah.
Hold on, what painted armies do you have?
Painted armies, I've got an Eldar army. I have a Dark Eldar army. I have
nice.
Grey Knights.
Okay.
And I have some Space Marines lying around. Legion of the Damned, sorry, old school. And outside of that, I've got some Necrons that I had worked on until about a month and a half ago.
Necrons?
Yes.
Oh, that is a toughie, because I always have armies coming through, and clients give their permission for me to use them for exposition games or battle reports, as you know them.
Right.
And so I have Tau, and I have the Desert Skulls Space Marine Army,
Nice.
and apparently the guy we did them for originally, he has a whole chapter that he's done with them. But I'm renaming mine. I'm actually thinking of going in and like changing them a little bit,
Right.
just to make them my own thing.
That works.
And you need to know this exciting news, Rick. I've played Space Marines very few times, but the last time I played them, I think I caught Space Marine fever. I don't own an Eldar army for the first time in my life, my adult life,
Right.
and I played Space Marines, Bolters, and Razorbacks.
Nice.
And it was a lot of fun.
Yep.
I'm like, okay, I think I'm getting it now. So we'll see.
I think so.
So you got all these painted armies, man.
I do. It's
Is it new Dark Eldar? Or is
it's
it
the new
vintage
ones.
Dark
I
Eldar?
actually have a vintage one that
A vintage army?
a vintage.
So you have 2 Dark Eldar armies.
Right, and the vintage is not painted, but it's amassed, and I stopped counting at about 13,000 points.
Whoa!
And that was...
That's old school, folks.
Yes, it is. Sorry, I know some of you are going to hate it. I love them, but I never got around to painting them.
No, they're terrible. They're like the ugliest models ever.
Yeah, but it's a challenge, so you may see.
By the way, I just put up a bunch of old Dark Eldar stuff on the web store.
Oh, cool.
bluetablestore.com.
Good place to shop.
bluetablestore.com. That's a terrible jingle.
No, I'm
Okay,
good with it.
well, maybe that's good.
I
You'll
go.
remember it tonight.
I'll be there. Will
Okay.
you?
Yeah. So yeah, I've put up a lot of stuff on the web store. It's a lot of stuff, and I'm not gonna stop. I'm just gonna keep putting up, put up all the armies, all the models I can find, and it doesn't seem to end. Because I grew into this huge studio, and there was so much stuff in there. It was crazy. And now I'm just funneling it all onto the web store. And it's a great way to store it too. It's archived, it's numbered. If we need something, we can still get it. All my painters and artists can access it online and just be like, hey, pull these lots for me. I need them for my project. Right. And it works really good. I'm not letting Rick talk very much.
No, I'm
talk to us. Okay, so all right, I can't wait to. Okay, so which arm? I'm going to leave it to the fans. So what are the painted arm? We're going to do 1,200 points.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so tell me the painted armies you have available at 1,200 points.
Okay.
And you guys are going to vote. He's going to play whatever you guys say.
Eldar, Simhan, but I've got some other stuff mixed in there. I can do Ulthwait, which is also Eldar.
We'll just do Eldar.
Okay. Space Marines, I might be able to gather enough for some Chaos Space Marines. Dark Eldar, I'm probably not going to have enough of. Even maybe some Necron. You guys be the judge.
So hold on. Eldar, Necrons, Dark Eldar,
Space Marines.
Please don't vote Space. No, you know what? No, I can bring a foil for Space Marine
on Space Marine thing.
And then, hold on, Necron, Space Marine, Grey Knights.
Oh, Grey Knights. Sorry.
Is that it?
That's it.
Is that it?
Sorry.
Yeah, that's interesting. Well, in my fantasy world, because I have a dream world that I've constructed in some detail.
I'm good with that too.
But the document is over 100 pages long now, of describing everything in vivid detail. So in this world, there's a vault room that's curated. Mm-hmm. There's somebody there that's to keep track of all this stuff.
Right. And
it has every army, multiples of every army for every game in the fantasy world. We're building it up.
That's right.
Oh yeah. Well, and that's how it works. You come out to Valhalla. You can go, and there's a place in the vault room where you can just hang out and you can just be in there.
Even better.
There's display cases. There's things to look at. It's really good. And that's not the workshop, by the way. This is a separate thing. It's actually under the resort. It's a 3-building resort. Again, this is Dreamland now. But by the way, usually my stuff all happens with a 4-year lead time. And I'm about 2 years into constructing all this in my brain. So, but it's so out there that I'm just relaxing. Yeah. I'm just wiggling my toes and with I have no plan. I do not even know how to start in on this. But it looks like Rivendell, less waterfalls. Each of the buildings is themed. So after one of the elven rings. And that's totally nerdy. There's Villia, which is an air place, right? And it's subtly, the buildings work together. Mm-hmm. They're not hugely different, but they each have when you go into them, you have this feel to them. Then there's Narya, which is Gandalf's ring. That's the fire ring. Right. And so fire and stone. So you go in there and it's more like a lodge. It feels very heavy. Right. There's a big old fire pit thing in the main room. And it has sort of that Viking lodge feel. And then the last one that I haven't detailed very much, in the fantasy world I haven't even gone there yet, is Nenya, which is the water ring. And I think that's Galadriel's ring. Yeah. And Elrond has the air ring, Villia. I didn't know if I'm saying this right. And then, so there's the resort, which is the 3 buildings, and then a bunch of cabins and yurts and stuff. And then there's the workshop. So in my dream world, there's you just come out there and you just don't have bills anymore. You're an artist. You now have no bills for 3 to 12 months.
Could it be so?
And all you do is go into this world-class, state-of-the-art workshop and just make stuff.
Tell me that's not already in the works.
Well, I mean, if you want to go next level stuff, it means I've dreamed it up. So, okay, this is out there. My stuff goes into the past. It's all one time, and it actually is created so that it converges with the right timing with what I'm doing. Yeah. And then I live there till I have a house there. And again, but it's like a patron of the arts.
Right.
So I'm an artist. I'm being
Right.
brought there for this genius of whatever it is that I'm doing. Because I have ideas. I have ideas I'm not seeing done. And so anyway, but back down on earth, this is me reeling in the kite. Blue Table Painting is really powering forward with all of our projects. In fact, I went over all this with Rick. If you had to summarize, without going into overly the specifics, what is the situation report?
It is impressive with the amount of people that are diving in head first and attempting to get a lot of stuff done in a quality manner that you are going to be extremely happy with.
Thank you. Yeah, and because I've looked at my project list, and other than, so this is all the projects, I actually have a page, a web page that's public. And in fact,
And take a look.
people are watching now. Oh my. Like, I know it's not just my clients getting on this page now.
We both have to do that.
Oh my. Little spirit channeling George
That's
Takei.
right.
Is he
That's
still
right.
alive, by the way? Did he pass
is.
away? He's still alive.
I think he's still alive.
Okay. Oh, okay, great.
I thought so.
There we go. So anyway, other than that little top part that's still coming in, my evil plan is to assign like 90 to 100% of the projects to artists with ironclad contracts by the end of this month. And I do believe we can muscle it with the manpower that's available in Salt Lake.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I put up one free ad, and I had seriously no less than like 25 good people apply.
Which
And
is
like
cool.
ready to go.
It
And I
keeps
narrowed
us
it
busy.
down.
So,
Yeah, I think
you know.
I have like 12 active artists right now.
Right.
And they're rolling. They're all like, oh man.
And it's cool.
It's a 12-cylinder engine.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
good stuff.
You can't go wrong with that kind of power, folks. Sorry.
One last thing. Okay. And then, I want to ask you one last, because this is supposed to be like an interview and it turned into a plug. It's about me!
It's all good.
Egotistical. I am having a special this week.
Okay.
And it's 3 slots, so get your slot. One person's already knocked out one. It's free assembly.
Nice.
So you just get your assembly done. We just take care of that. And so if you have like a giant project, that would be perfect for you're sitting there and just like, you know what? 'Cause sometimes people balk a little bit at the assembly
Mhm.
because, oh, well, I could do that myself. But guess what? You don't do it yourself. It just sits there.
Mhm.
So now's your chance just to get it off your chest,
And get it
box
on
it
ours.
all up, and send it on out.
Exactly.
Because in about 6 weeks, those powerhouse slots are going to be available for the new projects. I'm starting now to get it going. And it's going to be like, as we go along too. So you don't necessarily have to wait 6 weeks to get started. Okay, so talk to us. I want to talk about your early formation in role-playing games and war games. How'd you get into it?
I actually had a friend in school at the time, elementary school, and I played, it was one of the first box sets. It was not the original wood grain. I've never seen, I have those in my collection.
Wait, box sets of what?
Box sets of D&D.
There was a wood grain one?
There's an original one that Gary Gygax boxed in his basement when he was a shoe cobbler. And those are like the holy grail. So if you send me stuff to paint, I can save up to buy one of those. Well, not in this lifetime, but maybe the next one.
Or you could just send him the thing with
You
models.
could, yeah, that would be great too. I'd be okay with that actually. Anyway, I started playing one of the first box sets. It was not the original, but it was the second releases of stuff, and it was basic D&D. So it was not advanced Dungeons and Dragons. It was basic Dungeons and Dragons, and I played that, and it was Keep on the Borderlands. if I
Oh
remember
yeah,
correctly.
I have that actually.
Yeah, I do too. And it's great, you know, even nostalgic, you know, now. But
You know,
that's
I
what
would love to
started
run that.
with. It would be
If
fun.
I ran
And
it
he's got some
right
stuff
here-
that's painting now, or in painting.
Yeah.
It's looking good, and he's got some great ideas.
Oh, the ultimate D&D idea. Now that's not going away. That's the thing.
Don't let it.
Just a matter of time.
Yeah, I'd like to see reports on that. I really would. Anyway, so all the way up from there, went up to Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, played some Gamma World and some
Oh, Gamma
other
World.
TSR game. I know. I think.
I mean, did
It
Gygax
is.
write that one? Because it reeks of
I
him
think he
in a good
did.
way.
I think, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
you have a tail growing out of your forehead.
Yeah,
That's your
exactly.
roll up 2 more mutations.
True.
The radiation hit you and a tail grew
Yeah,
out.
you know, everybody played a killer bunny at the time. Who knew? But everything up from there, and then I went kind of dormant for a few years, going through, you know, obviously after high school, because that's where all of us
He was
geeks met
hibernating.
during lunch. I did. Outside of that, I came back to it in college, and we played. What was it? The original Gygax dungeon. There's a module, and I cannot remember for the life of me. I think it's Greyhawk Ruins.
Oh yeah,
We
no, I
played
know
that
what
one, and
this
it's
is.
got like 30 levels on it, and we played that in college, off and on. And then I got married, and thankfully,
I'm sorry.
I know, but at least she
Obviously,
supports my bad habit.
obviously it's going well.
Yeah, she supports my
sorry.
habit though, and that's painting, and you know, it's plastic models, so it is what it is. But thankful for that, and
Did you
played
just
all-
reference your own marriage by saying it is what it is and then kind of sign?
No.
Oh no, you're talking about
Because my
something
wife
else.
will be watching this.
Ah!
I was clearly
That's
referencing
awesome.
all of the models. That's my.
No.
Okay.
Okay, got
Yeah,
it.
we're good. We're good now. Outside of that,
I'm sorry.
I've been painting and doing terrain, so
Okay.
who knows where I live.
And obviously very well. So, and I have to really hand it to Rick because he really is a craftsman with what he does. And you'll see that, or you have seen that on the other video that I'm uploading. By the way, I couldn't do this video on the higher quality camera because it would take forever to process
Yeah.
and upload.
You'd be waiting, and we'd be doing things like
That's
and
right.
then
This is good. I love it. Well, Rick, thanks for being part of the
Sure
adventure.
thing.
I'm glad to have you on board.
And thank you for joining
Yeah.
us.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
Rick has good energy.
I'm hoping.
Makes me happy inside. And thank you guys for tuning in and being a part of our great adventure.
Awesome. See you soon.